Welcome, here I've got TCL 10 Plus and I'm gonna show you the top tricks of this camera. So at first we have to tap on the camera button here to open it, and for now we are in the standard photo mode. Let's see what we've got here. Let me start with this settings bar. As you can see, by going to the right or left here we can change the modes of this camera. So we have from the right the Pro mode, Super Night mode, Portrait mode, Video mode, Auto mode, and in the left we have more. So we have access to other modes of this camera. We have here the slow motion mode, stop motion, light trace, panoramic, super macro, and high pixel. So this is how it works. This is a lot, so I'm not going to speak about all of this because I don't have much time. I suggest you to making experiments with that and just have a good fun. Now let me stay on the standard photo mode, so the auto here, and let me start here by tapping on the center anywhere like that. As you can see, we have access to this ring, and this is connected with this sun icon. So the ring is the focusing. We can focus anywhere we need at our picture. When we tap a little bit longer on the sun icon, we get access to the exposure compensation slider. So as you can see, we can make our photo much brighter by going up and much darker by going down. So this is kind of light managing here of our picture. And of course, to go back to the auto exposure compensation, we have to just simply tap again anywhere at the screen we like. Now let's move to these buttons here. The first one here is the button that is short from the zoom. So when we pick this, as you can see, we can easily get closer to the subject and also go back. We have also access to this extra slider. So this is more precisely zoom here. As you can see, we can also do it by using two fingers like that, so we can get closer to the subject and also go back. And by just one tap we go back to the standard view, standard lens. And the second button here allows us to go to the ultra wide lens here at this camera, and this is how it looks like. So by tapping on this again, we go back to the standard one. Here we have also the macro mode, so by tapping on this we can turn off the macro view and turn it on as we need. Now let's move to this settings bar here. Let's start from the right. The first one button here allow us to pick some filters, so we can make our photo just more beautiful before we take it. As you can see, by using this slider we can change this, and this is how it works here. So now let's go back to the norm, so the original view, and let's turn this off by tapping on this once again. Let's move to the next one button. Here we have access to the flash. We can turn on the auto flash, so now the camera recognizes when it's needed, when it's too dark. We can also here turn it on from the left every time we take a picture, and at the center here we can turn it off. So now let's stay on this. And let's move to the next one button. Here we have the camera timer, so we can change the delay of taking picture. We can pick from 2, 5 or 8 seconds of delay. For now let me pick, for example, 5 seconds to show you how it works, and let me take a picture. And as you can see here we have the countdown, and the picture now was taken with 5 seconds of delay. So by tapping on this again, we can easily turn it off from the left here. And let's move to the next one button. Here we have access to the HDR option. We can turn it on every time we take a picture. We can also turn it on the auto HDR, so the camera recognizes when it's possible and when we have good conditions to have this. I suggest you to keep this on the auto because the HDR helps to improve the details in the brightest and darkest areas of our photos, and it really helps to make our pictures just more beautiful and lightful. This is especially useful when we take a landscape. So now let's stay on the auto and let's move to the next one button here. Here we can manage the ratio of the camera. Now we are in 4:3 ratio, so this is kind of camera frame here. When we pick 16:9, as you can see, the background of the camera has changed to the longer one. And we have also here 1:1, so the square one. This is how it looks like. Also the full screen ratio, so this is how it looks like. And by tapping on this button once again, we can easily, of course, go back to the 4:3, and this is connected with the quality of the picture. So let's move to this button here, the left. In the left corner, when we pick this, we can open the advanced camera settings. The first one thing here I want to show you is the photo size. When we pick this, we have also the ratio, as you can see, and this is connected with this quality. So we have 4:3 with 12 megapixels, 1:1 with 9 megapixels, 16:9 ratio with 8 megapixels, and the full screen with 7 megapixels. So this is how to change this here. And when I manage this, as you can see here, it also changing. So this is the second way to change these settings. Now let's stay on 1:1. When we go back to the settings and to this photo size, we are here also in 1:1. We have here also one extra option, 48 megapixels with 4:3 high pixel. When we pick this, we get short access to the high pixel mode. So to go back to the standard, let's just tap here and we are again on the auto. So in more, here we have this mode. This is how it works here. Now let's go back to the settings in the left corner and let's slide to the general settings now. Let me start here with volume button function. When we pick this, we can manage the volume keys of this device which are here and what they are doing with the camera. So in the standard usage with smartphone, we can control by tapping on this the volume of the device, and with the camera we can pick from the shutter, zoom or volume. For now let's pick shutter, for example, to show you how it works. Let's go back to the camera and now let me try to use these buttons. And as you can see, I can easily take a picture now by using them. So this is really cool thing here. Now let's go back to the general settings. Let's go to the touch to capture option. By using this button we can turn it on and turn it off easily like that. Now let me keep this turned on. This is the other way to easily take a picture at this camera. When we go back to it, now we don't have to use these buttons or the shutter here. We can take a picture by just tapping on the screen anywhere we like. So this is really useful also here. So let's go back to the settings in the left corner. Let's slide again to the general and let's move to the grid lines. Let me for now keep this turned off and let's move here. As you can see, by using this button also we can turn on the camera grid lines and turn them off like that. So let me keep this turned on. Let's go back to the camera to see them, and it shows us these lines. This is useful when we want to, for example, use the rule of thirds in photography or making experiments with composition. Also remember that these lines are not visible at the real picture. So when I take a photo and when I go here to the left corner at the bottom to this button where we have quick access to the gallery, we can't see them at the real picture. So they are only to help us taking better pictures. And of course, when we don't need this, we can easily go back to the settings in the left corner, slide again to the general, tap on this button. So for now, they have gone here in the camera preview. This is how it works. Now let's move again to the general settings and let's focus on save location information option. So it allows us to save the information about the place where we take a picture about in the details about it. By using this button we can easily turn it off and turn it on like that. And also here the important information is that to make it work correctly, when we want to save the actual location of our photo, we have to be connected with the internet, for example the Wi-Fi, and we have to turn on the location of this device. So remember about these two parameters to save the real location. Now let me keep turning on all of these settings. Let's go back to the camera and take another picture. And let's move again to the gallery. So this is my photo. To check its location, let's tap on it like that to get access to the gallery options. And let's move here to this button in the right corner at the bottom. Here we have to pick the details. And when we slide a little to the location, we can see the full address and the map. So greetings from Kraków, Poland. Now let's go back to the camera and let's move again to the settings in the left corner. Let's slide again to the general settings and pick the shooter sound. Here, by tapping on this button, we can turn off the camera sounds and turn them on as we need like that. And now let's move to the watermark. Also by using this button, we can turn on the device watermark and turn it off. For now, let me keep this turned on. Let's go back and take another picture to see the watermark at it. Now let's go again to the gallery here. And as you can see, this is my photo. The watermark is here in the left corner at the bottom. Let's get closer to it. And this is how the device watermark looks like. TCL 10 Plus display greatness. Of course, when you don't need this, you can easily go back to the camera, then to the settings in the left corner, slide again and tap on this button. So for now this is turned off. When you take another picture, the watermark should be not visible at it. And after managing all of these settings, sometimes we want to go back to the auto settings. We can do it easily by the last one option here, reset settings. So when we tap on this, we can reset camera to factory default settings and reset here, and all of this goes back to the auto. And that's all. Thanks for watching, subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.